Welcome to the BTA Podcast. BTA, the voice of business travel.
Hi everybody and welcome to the BTA Pulse with me, Clive and
And me, Andrew Clark.
And this, of course, is the podcast where Andrew and I chat about all things business travel and some that isn't business travel, but we're going to try to focus because it's been really a busy week or so since we recorded the last one of this, and we've had the budget and the response to that. So what was your views on the budget from a business travel point of view, not a political one, because that would take up the whole 20 minutes of the podcast if we get into that.
Well, to be honest, I think if you went down the political conversation, Clive, I think most people would be asleep by that point.
This is true.
We need to keep it relevant. But yeah, from a business travel perspective, I think always when things come out like that, we look for what's going to impact our sector. We look for what's going to impact our industry as a whole. And there was a few things that I picked up on that are really going to be really challenging for us. And, you know, you've got the Visitor Levy that now is being given the approval by government for local mayors to have an option to introduce it. Thankfully, we have been invited into the consultation period, so we're going to get in with that. Our friends at Cavendish are helping us with that. Thank you to all our TMC members who have submitted some data for us. We're still a few to go on that, but we've had a good response so far. We've also got a couple of other associations that are going to join forces and also share some data around that. So we'll keep an eye on that one, because whilst by no means are we saying that local councils can't do it, what we're saying is, can we have some consistency and can we have a more regulated way of doing this rather than the open to, well, we'll do it our way in our town or city, and that's ultimately what we don't want. So that was the big thing for me, because that's gonna cause us a few issues, and then there were other things on there that we could go into if you want to.
Oh no, I mean it is a big impact that, and I know we've really got to focus on it and really keen to hear people's views around what it means because of it being handed out to the devolved mayors. A really interesting point is that one thing that even if they don't specify, which they won't do, how much it is important how it's spent. And that needs to be regulated, because it could be it just feels, what do they call it? A black hole is a word you hear quite a lot, or being invested into attracting tourism. I was talking to some of the events guys recently about it, and of course they actually have a slightly different view that if that money comes in and it helps promote a city to win events, then that is good, which I can kind of see. But obviously from our members and their customers, it can potentially add a significant cost to business travel because you're doing a number of nights. So yeah, there are differing views, but interested to see where we go with that. And we've got an opportunity to persuade and influence government through that, which I know you're picking up on that one. But we also had APD kind of saying no increase, but there is a retail price index increase, which is 3.6%. And if you work out, it was about 5 billion that was generated from APD last year. I'm not a particularly great mathematician, but if you add roughly 4% onto that number, it's a pretty big number in it from an increase perspective. And I think the other piece that we're working an awful lot on that came out of it was the freeze, and I'm doing a little inverted commas sign on screen. I know you can't see that, which is great, of course, and we welcome that because it could have been a significant increase. You know, it still means, in our view, that the railway is significantly overpriced and we need change quickly to drive business travel to it. So, as you know, I've spent a lot of time working and responding to rail bills and meeting various people, including Ruth Cadbury, who chairs the Transport Committee, only in the last 48 hours, which was a really good meeting, and being able to submit the paper that we did with Black Box around the opportunity. And that's what we keep saying, that business travel is an opportunity for the government, and that's how we have to address it. If you keep criticising, you win nothing, but we're there to try and solve problems like we are with the levy, like we are with the trains, and we have other issues further down the line around the EV charge and what that means to business. Lots to talk about, but we're busy doing a lot of work on behalf of our members around that. And typical end of the year, it all happens at the end of the year, right?
It is, yeah. I went to a lovely dinner this week hosted by our friends at Business Travel Magazine, and I was talking to a lot of people in there, and it's just not slowed down. Everyone's still racing around at 100 miles an hour. Business is still strong, so let's long may that continue, because it's good to see our TMC members busy.
Yeah, no, absolutely agree. I think 2026 is another challenging year, but we end 25 on a fairly high note and everything pretty busy. And I'm sure there are many TMCs that are seeing RFPs drop at the moment. It always seems to be this this time of the year. You remember from your days
Yeah,
and from my
that's
days,
it.
it really isn't. It's like madness. But
With a deadline of next week.
yeah, exactly. It's not much fun, but we're looking forward to that Christmas break. A few other things. We had our mobility conference.
We did.
It'd be good to share some of that because underrated and underspoken about sector of our business, which is exactly why we put this conference on.
Absolutely right, Clive. And it's the first time we've held it in its own right. It's always been under our banner of ground transport historically, and we've tagged it into our rail conversations. But this year we gave it its own spotlight. And we talked about three areas, really. One was around the future, because we know, as you've said there, in terms of what the government produced, the new electric vehicle charges and taxation that will come in 2028, which is not too far away. This kind of reported 3p per mile additional revenue on top of, and, there's still a lot of challenges around infrastructure. So it was really good to get in conversation. And then one of the kind of behind the scenes conversations around mobility is around technology, because everybody's got their own API. There is no one size fits every TMC. Everybody's partnering up with different avenues, different partners, different API streams into the business. And, we talk a lot about airline fragmentation, and it's certainly relevant for the hotel industry, and it's definitely relevant for the mobility industry.
I mean, it is really good that we had that conversation. I know the feedback has been good. We were talking openly. We were kind of worried that it was not going to get that much take up, but it was great that we did. And I think people that have come away going, yeah, this is a conversation we need to have. And, it also leads into just finalising a submission to government as well around their joined up journeys investigation, which was really useful because that's coming out. We're just having a conversation with various people around. Everybody wants multimodal travel, right, in the UK as a business travel. Exactly what you're saying. They want to be able to get a car to a train station, maybe an electric scooter, everything all in one place, one booking. And it's such a huge opportunity for travelling for work in the UK domestically that it's important we have this conversation. And our industry leads with the technology and the breadth of transport options we have. And that's why I'm really pleased. In fact, it was Ruth Cadbury who said, please put a submission in because we haven't had anything from business travel, which is clearly what we're here to do. So we're working on that right now.
Absolutely. A good success. I think everybody came away super happy with the content, with the conversations. We had a few roundtable discussions really sort of drilling into, helping the TMCs sell it. Because as you said, it's a small volume for a lot of TMCs, but because it's a small volume, they don't really know to be on the front foot in the conversation, how to really sell it into the corporate clients. So there was a lot of good conversation around that. And we had 16 TMCs there, which was phenomenal for this kind of conference. So a really good day.
Nice one. And we'll be following up with more next year on that subject because I think it's an area of opportunity for our members as well to grow revenues, ancillary sales, and all those kind of words we band about a lot in this sector. So yeah, that's good. But as we head towards the end of the year, which we are at the moment, I know we've kind of got an announcement around our spring conference that you wanted to talk about.
Yes, spring conference. We've now got a venue, which I'm pleased to announce live on this podcast. We are using the Leonardo at St. Paul's.
Fantastic hotel location. Yeah.
The location is fantastic. Obviously, for those that are listening in and attended our event last year, we were out at Hammersmith, which fantastic venue, the Novotel out there. They really looked after us and did us well for the day. But it's just that journey time, especially the people that are over east side of the city to get across. So having it central London, we are confident that we'll have great numbers, and it's going to be on Tuesday the 10th of March next year. So registration is going to open soon, I think on the 11th of December. So
right, not far away at all.
Not far away at all. Yeah, we're going to open it before Christmas because we want people to start just getting the names down, and we'll sort of send communication out and get people aware that the registration's open, and we'll so we're already starting to look at content and speakers and everything else. So it'll be here before you know it. As soon as we get back after Christmas, it'll be here.
Yeah, it does move quickly. It's scary at the end of 2025, and I was chatting to somebody this morning who was born in 2001. So I was mentioning that it's 25 years gone, a quarter of a century, and seeing in the millennium. And he went, "Well, I wasn't born then." It's like, oh gosh, maybe it's old. But where does 25 years go, right? It's
the good thing for me as I'm getting a bit older now, Clive, is my daughter was born in the year 2000, so it's very easy for me to remember how old she is. Perfect.
It's incredible where the time goes. Other things that are happening, just to give you an update, my favourite subject of drop-off charges. Heathrow have put theirs up by 16%. We've been out there kind of challenging that. I'm just doing some math actually around what that impact is to business travellers. We had about 2 million travellers out of Heathrow last year booked by our members, and you can tell it's a significant cost that business travellers pay, let alone everybody else. So keep an an eye out for that. We will keep campaigning around these items as well. So that leads up to Christmas and starts on the 1st of Jan, which is disappointing. They keep putting it up. We knew they would, right? It's an easy win. Pound a go and on it goes. But just so unfair to me, just unfair tax, as everybody knows that follows me, that I get a bit upset about it and will continue to do so. Is this the last one before Christmas? We've got another one before that. We may talk about other exciting stuff before then.
Yeah, I think we'll do a Christmas edition. Maybe we'll get a special guest on. I think that's probably what we should do. We'll see if we can get a special guest on to come and give some Christmas messages. I want to tell you who it is, but they might be dressed in red and they might have a big white beard.
Yeah. So it's Douglas, our chair. So, guys, yeah, that's it from us really on this one. That's a quick roundup of what we've been up to. We will have one last episode before Christmas. I hope you found it enjoyable. It's as I say, a very easy way just to catch up on what's going on in the industry and what the BTA is up to. We've got a lot of plans for 2026 that Andrew and myself and the team are working on to deliver even more value to our members and to our partners. And we're going to use the next couple of weeks to get those in place. In the meantime, thanks for listening. Don't forget to go to our website where all the events are and all the information you ever could need around business travel and the Business Travel Association. And we'll see you on the next one very soon. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from me.